It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning to you once again. It is finally Friday. This feels like the longest week ever, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is it just me? You've been home with kids.
Also me. The kids have been out of school a long time.
Probably everybody. I mean, people have never been like, I can't wait to go back to work. I need to get in the office.
I'm ready.
Yesterday, let's see, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. I hadn't been out of the house for a couple of days because I enjoy it. I go all the time and I'm always running around. I like to be home, the opposite of Sarah. So I had the opportunity to sit at home for 2 straight days and not leave. And I loved every second. My daughter, who's stuck with me because Sarah took the other 2 to Africa, came in last night and she goes, I cannot live like this. I have to go somewhere. Can you take me somewhere?
Well, good thing she didn't say I could not live with you, just you by yourself. Well, that would be an insult.
I think that was the message. So, but I'm praying she doesn't have to. And
she's not a homebody like you are.
We need Sarah and the other kids to come back. All right, Diana Tindall, you see us with me again from Modern Day Marketing, and we got some news to tell you about on this Friday.
Yes.
Former high-ranking official in Taney County stole almost $260,000 from the health department there. Hugo Coos pleaded guilty to wire fraud, money laundering, and more over about 18 months in 22 and 2023. He was the chief operating officer and chief financial officer of the Taney County Health Department. He had the health department. He admitted this. Pleaded guilty in court. He had the health department write checks to a company he and his wife owned, forged signatures, adding up to $258,000.
Wow.
So he will be sentenced at a later date, but he's facing a few years in prison and restitution, pay the money back. So it's a mess.
I'm like, how does that even happen? But it happens.
I don't know. I don't understand how people think that they're going to get away with it.
Right.
$260,000. I mean,
that's a lot of money.
In the federal government, that's nothing. But, local governments, that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Well, on to this. A bill in the Missouri legislature would put restrictions on public drag performances where children could see them. Detractors of the bill say it's too vague in its definitions of the performances. And the bill's sponsor says the bill is to protect children from displays of sexual content. The bill is currently before committee in the Missouri House of Representatives. I know on Instagram I was seeing a lot of that. And so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Another bill in the Missouri legislature is getting bipartisan support. It would require that every school in Missouri have a defibrillator available. Sudden cardiac arrest is the leading cause of death for young athletes. The bill failed to pass last year. So good that they're unanimous in maybe moving this forward.
Well, maybe. Don't put the cart before the horse.
You're right. Stay tuned to Around the Ozarks for an update.
It derailed in the Senate, I think, last year. And I'm not sure why. I don't know if money was an issue, who's going to fund it or what. But, I mean, they're in workplaces now. They're kind of all over.
I wonder if it could be because it's youth, involving children. And if it gets in the wrong hands, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
We'll see. We'll keep you posted on that. Heads up about a road closure coming in Springfield. A portion of Campbell near Jordan Valley Creek will be closed starting Monday. And Campbell's a fairly busy road. It's part of the plan to unearth the underground Jordan Valley Creek and create green space around it. I think it'll be neat once it's finished. But you know how the growing pains whenever something's being done. It's going to be
a mess.
A big, long project, a mess at times, and more road closures will be to come for sure. Meanwhile, Springfield's getting another hotel out near the airport. It's a prototype hotel for Wyndham. It's called Echo Suites Hotel. I think they've got one other one that's open in the country right now. It will be built at Kearney and West Bypass and should open about a year from now.
Maybe you're supposed to say the name like Echo.
Is that it? That'll be
Echo Suites.
You should write a commercial for them.
No, I mean, it would be catchy to.
It would be catchy.
I mean, Unless Echo means something else.
Make
Who
you
knows?
want to stay there. The kids use it for something completely different. I don't know.
Maybe.
Probably. I am surprised that there isn't more out by the airport, that more hasn't gone out there, because it's a long way off. Now I go out there all the time to Sports Town for the kids playing sports. But there are a couple of hotels at that same intersection, but that's about it.
Well, I feel like they need additional development, like restaurants and gas stations, and they just need more stuff. So someone's got to start, right? Echo Hotels.
Well,
Echo. It's beginning.
And then there's this Hudson Hawk Barbershop, based in Springfield, is opening a store in Ozark. And to be more specific, it is buying and taking over an existing barbershop there. Outlaw Gentleman Barbershop in Ozark will become a Hudson Hawk in about 2 weeks. It's located right there on the square in Ozark. It's been open since 2023, so hasn't been open all that long, but must be doing well enough for Hudson Hawk to buy it. It will be the 12th location for Hudson Hawk in a few states, based in Springfield. 4 of those locations are in Springfield, so now adding one in Ozark.
That's exciting. Mm-hmm. Well, Netflix is coming out with a new documentary. I love documentaries, and this one's going to be interesting. It is about the Joplin tornado. It is titled The Twister, Caught in the Storm, and it premieres on March 19th. Survivors of the Joplin tornado are interviewed, and there's footage of the tornado. The EF5 tornado killed 158 people. And it was the deadliest tornado in Missouri history and the 7th deadliest in the United States history. So should be interesting on a documentary about that.
Yeah, I watched the trailer for it. I'm very interested in seeing it because I feel like for us here in the Springfield area, all throughout the Ozarks, really, we kind of lived through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We didn't experience it, but we heard about it. We remember getting the phone calls and the news reports started coming in. I was there the next day to cover it for the news and spent several days there. So I think it's going to have a big viewership here locally.
And so much time I feel like has passed in a way that people now might be able to talk more about it. They've had time to reflect.
Yeah. It was 2011, so it was 14 years ago.
Wow.
But I'm sure there are some stories in the documentary that we haven't heard, which I'm looking forward to. I watched the trailer, and one guy said that he was lifted up. He was thrown by the tornado, so he remembers that.
And
another lady said that she looked up and saw blue sky, so she knew that she was in the eye of the tornado.
What?
And it was like chaos all around, but she could see wouldn't that be weird?
Like she was out, like in the eye of tornado, like
I don't know that she was swirling. She was somewhere where she looked up.
Oh my word!
She could see blue sky.
I've
heard of that in a hurricane before, but not a tornado.
That's a miracle. These people are alive. Yeah. That's a miracle. Well, on to this more positive story. The Springfield not positive in terms of weather, but we'll get to it. Springfield set a record low yesterday, 12 degrees below zero. It was so cold with a wind chill of -29. So it was actually the perfect day for some of our Arctic friends to spread their wings and enjoy the great outdoors. And it is the penguins over at Wonders of Wildlife did that just yesterday. You can go on their Facebook page and actually watch the video, which is so adorable. They're just in their little Arctic habitat. And 18 of them housed at WOW got to frolic outside the aquarium. They seem to love the record-setting low temperatures. And it was only the third time that the penguins got to go and leave their air conditioning of the aquarium to go outside.
Wow.
I want to know how in the world these keepers kept them all together and not going into traffic, because
they were in some kind of fenced in area. I read.
Okay, well then on the video it doesn't look like it
There's
just
a fence.
They got them videoed close up, but they're adorable. They're just spreading their little penguin wings and just flapping them, and
they look like they're having a good time.
Oh,
imagine they enjoyed it.
It's so cute. But speaking of WOW, Ethan, the kids are out of school again.
Is that right?
Yeah, again, I think all
Oh,
the parents are maybe losing their mind.
mutiny.
Another AMI day, but we'll make it, guys. We'll make it. We can
Wow.
survive this weekend.
Another day.
And they said
God
because
bless
of
you.
the really cold temperatures and because of the side roads, I'm sure the buses are having trouble trying
Yeah.
to get out. So
Yeah. I figured they may
I
do
get it.
that because so many kids are at bus stops and man, I mean, I don't know what it was this morning or is this morning. I haven't checked, but it's still cold, not
Cold.
maybe 12 below cold, but it's still very,
Yeah.
very cold and dangerous for kids to be standing outside for extended periods of time. So, you know what? Maybe that's it, though. We're going to be like, I don't know, check out with Wake Up Weather with Abby Dyer to find out exactly, because I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think I heard that it's going to be like 60 Monday. I don't know.
I heard it was going to be in the 60s too. I just don't remember when. So
I hope
that's
that's
even more
true.
reason to tune
I
in.
hope that's true. From negative 12 to 60 in a couple of days. That's good news.
Yep.
There's a lot. This weekend is here. There's a lot going on all this weekend, and it starts today. If you need to be reassured that spring is indeed coming, and I think we all need that after the week we've experienced,
Yes.
then you'll be happy to hear that the 35th Annual Lawn and Garden Show starts today and runs through Sunday indoors at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds. So that also is good news. Everything you need to be ready for spring and summer will be there 9 to 5 today and tomorrow, and then 9 to 4 on Sunday at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds. That's always a sure sign. The spring training happens and the lawn and garden show are like, I just need them. I'm like,
Yes.
okay, thank you,
Just
Lord,
go
for the sign.
walk around and feel better.
Right.
Okay,
It's coming.
It's coming, folks. And you've heard us talk about it all week, but don't forget this weekend is also the Sertoma Chili Cook-Off. Boy, what great weather we've had to warm your innards,
That's
as
right.
Ethan would say, with some delicious chili. It's happening Saturday at the Springfield Expo Center. It's a great way to stay warm and sample some of the best chili made here by some really cool people in the Ozarks. So you get your little cup and you go around and you taste all of them and you vote for what's the best chili. And the Sertoma Club uses the money raised to help support the Boys and Girls Club of Springfield. So
Yeah.
goes to a great cause.
Yep. The Sertoma Club does great work. They do a couple of these festival things that are very successful, and enjoy some chili. Maybe this is the last time you'll need chili until the fall.
I don't know.
Maybe. I'm hoping
I was
so.
going to make chili on Sunday. So maybe. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I mean, it just sounds good. And I haven't made it all week. So
You should have made it this week.
I don't know.
All right.
Well, if you want to stay inside too, another thing you can do
Oh, yeah.
is you can watch Lisa Rose. She was interviewed on At Home with Emily. I know you two go way back because you were in the news together, but she was she's on Around the Ozarks At Home with Emily, and it is adorable. She's talking with her husband on how they met, and it's just really cute how much they love each other, and they just look at each other, and it
Listen,
so cute.
I love Lisa and I love Randy. We have dinner with them, but good heavens, they are lovey-dovey. They are very lovey-dovey, and God bless them. But I'm like,
it makes you want to throw up,
both of you.
Well, I just think it's so cute.
They are so sweet to each other. I mean,
they
Sarah
met
and I
later
love each
in
other.
life.
We're not loving. I know they did.
Yeah,
I know they did.
I didn't know
have
that.
I have a great love. They have a great love story. But I don't know if I could sit through it for 30 minutes or an hour.
It was like one of those, are you kidding me? I can't believe this happened. And they're still married. I mean, it's one of those stories that if you just want a little moment this weekend, take a listen to it.
And he loves everything about her and vice versa. I'm like, come on.
I mean,
no, they're great. I do. I love both Lisa and Randy. They are really cool people.
But Brian and I aren't like that. We're not like, darling.
No, we aren't either.
No.
So when you're sitting with them, it's like, are you guys for real? You guys, are you, is this an act for me? And I've known them long enough and been with them enough in private to know that it's not.
It's not an act. It's real.
The real deal.
They really do love each other like that.
They do. And good for them.
They just show it in different ways than I guess we do in our marriages.
Correct. And I'm sure when she and Randy leave, in the car, they're like, I don't even think Ethan and Sarah like each other.
No,
Not really, but you know what I mean?
no, I
Because
don't.
we don't
That.
we don't show no, I shouldn't say that, but I'm being funny. But we don't show affection like that.
Right. Well, there's some couples you're with that you're like, oh my goodness, get a room.
Yeah.
Where it just makes
You're
you like
schmoopy.
uncomfortable.
You're schmoopy.
No, you're adorable. So coming off of Valentine's Day month, here we are.
They do have a great story, and I'm sure that Emily's interview with them is very, very sweet.
It's really cute. It's about 30 minutes. Yeah.
You can check it out at Around the Ozarks.
Yep.
The app, aroundtheozarks.com. Same place that you get this podcast.
Yep.
All right. Is that it? Did Brian tell you to do that?
No, Brian didn't tell me to do that. I just thought it was adorable. He was listening to it and he goes, "Aw." And I was like, "What are you awing about?" And he was like, "There, Lisa Rose, an interview with At Home with Emily and Randy." And I was like, well, I need to be looped into what you're awing about because my husband doesn't awe very often.
You're forced to when you sit with
them. So I listened to it and I really did awe. I was like, "Aw." And I can relate to you.
They are perfect for each other. I'm very happy for them.
Yeah.
I will have you know that Lisa's not always that sweet. I think she takes out her anger on me. She's called me an idiot more than once.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, how does she say it? Will she say, "Ethan, you're such an idiot"?
Oh, it was with such.
Or like, "You're an idiot."
No. It was with venom. It was fan. It was one of the highlights of my life to get Lisa Rose that angry. But it was this was several years. I think I've told Sarah the story on the podcast before. But if you haven't heard it,
no,
several years ago, and we'd been anchoring together for some time. We're like brother and sister.
Yeah,
the way that we get along. And she was talking about Elvis, and I'm not an Elvis fan. She loves Elvis.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So, I know how to needle her a little bit. So I said, you know what? I just don't think he's a good singer. She stopped what she was doing. She looked over at me with all the venom that Lisa Rose could muster.
The dagger eyes.
Yeah. She said, "You're an idiot." I was like, "What? Did you just call me an idiot?"
Yeah,
and it was fantastic. She really did, and she meant it.
I believe that with those dagger eyes, you're calling her dream musician and maybe even heartthrob.
I was so happy that day.
She probably had posters of Elvis that she just went home and had to hug for a minute because he felt dissed in his grave.
And then following that, a few times I got her to do it again on a couple of different things, but it is that's one of the highlights of my time at KY3.
When it happens, you're like, yes.
Right. I got Lisa Rose to hate
call
me
an idiot
for a minute. Yeah. All right.
Well,
that's probably it.
Weekend.
Yeah, it feels like the weekend already, doesn't it?
It does.
It feels like Friday is going to be like a cruise through it kind of day. I hope that's true.
60 degrees.
Jinx it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a fantastic weekend, everybody, and we'll see you right back here bright and early on Monday.
Bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by John's Heating and Air, Command Family Medicine, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, February 21st, and it is a hard-earned Friday, isn't it? It's been a long week in the Ozarks and a cold one at that. Speaking of, we've got temperatures near either side of zero this morning with feels like temperatures around -10. So we are not done with the incredibly cold air just yet, but I've got fantastic news to deliver to you on a Friday. And by Monday, the next time we talk, we'll be talking about temperatures that are above average. In fact, 60s are in my forecast. Doesn't that sound nice? We're going to melt off this snowpack slowly but surely. It's a gradual warm up in the forecast for the weekend. And still today, I think most stay below the freezing point. In fact, my high temperature forecast in Springfield today, 29 degrees. I think we hang out just below 32. However, we should have some sunshine. So the radiation alone will do some good with improving the street conditions, some of the side streets that are still a mess. Well, we're not going to melt everything off today, but we're starting the process. And by Monday, we're going to have the mud back because a lot of that snowpack will be melted off. We have high pressure in control of our weather pattern today, and that's good news. It means sunshine, it means dry air, no additional rain, no additional snow today. Overall, just a cold day, and we've got those bitterly cold temperatures out again this morning. I told you about temperatures near zero, but the feels like temperatures are closer to -10 when you factor in the breeze. Keep that in mind. You still need all the winter gear today. Don't let up on the winter weather gear, and hopefully you at least dripped the water in some of the pipes. I heard about a few busted pipes across the Ozarks and really the state of Missouri yesterday as the deep freeze conditions were in place. Today, this gradual warming trend begins, and I'm expecting it to continue each and every day for the weekend. We'll be melting off that snowpack, as I mentioned, and it actually looks quite nice for the weekend forecast. Temperatures next week, they look well above normal. In fact, I told you that we have 60s in the forecast for Monday. We're going to continue on the nice warm trend over the next 5 days in the forecast. Today, we're below freezing, but we see numbers jump to near 40 as early as tomorrow with full sunshine. Temperatures on Sunday are in the 50s. We're in the 60s in the Ozarks on Monday, and I still think we're in the low to mid 60s on Tuesday. So a much nicer run. Those high temperature forecasts are coming our direction. By the way, typical high temperatures this time of the year, anywhere from 48 to 53 degrees. So we are going to be near normal for the weekend. That's Saturday and Sunday's temperature forecast. What's happening around the country? Well, it looks like a lot of the country is going to see things calm down at least a little bit as we head closer to the weekend. We've still got this widespread record cold, though, out this morning from the Central Plains all the way to the Gulf Coast. I told you the cold was coming to Florida yesterday. It is. They have highs in the 50s, so it is a rude awakening for them. We can't wait for the 50s, and for them, it's a little bit much. We also have atmospheric river conditions setting up, bringing rain again to the Pacific Northwest this weekend. It's been very active out over the Pacific Northwest this winter, and this weekend looks to be no exception with heavy rain for the lower elevation and heavy snowfall for the higher elevations as well. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. When driving in snow, you should avoid using your what? Do you think it is A, the high beam headlights, B, the low beam headlights, C, the emergency flashers, or D, the rear window defroster? Well, you may think, duh, this one's a no-brainer. However, a lot of people do this. I see it on the roads, especially when the sun starts to go down. People turn on their high beams. They do this in heavy rain as well. And you should never use the high beam headlights as the light actually reflects off of the snowflakes and creates a glare. It makes it harder to see, more difficult. So always use the low beam lights in snow. Snow, fog, heavy rain, downward angle of those low beam headlights that helps cut through the precipitation and it provides better visibility. So if you're one of those folks that I have seen on the roads turning on your brights, it's not helping. It's actually hurting. So next time, remember, you should not drive with your high beam headlights. And congrats if you already knew this. And that was your guess. Here's the quiz question that I'll have the answer for early Monday morning. What is the quirky name for a sudden heavy rainstorm in America? Do you think it is A, a cloud hospital, B, a gully washer, C, a water raid, or D, a drip bomb? Let me know. Have you heard of these? You can give me your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend and enjoys the warmer temperatures. Find a way to stay warm today. We'll get out of the deep freeze by the end of the weekend. And next time we talk, I'll have 60s in the forecast. We'll chat again first thing next week.